All right, we're about to dive into a world that almost was. A world built not on silicon and light, but on paper and a whole lot of holes. Welcome to what could have been the age of punch cards.
Just take a second and really think about that. Every single photo you take, every message you send, every song you stream, it all adds up to this invisible mountain of information. But what if it wasn't invisible? What if you had to physically carry it all?
You see, in our world, all that data from your day fits right into your pocket. Easy. But in the punch card world, that would be a literal stack of paper cards. Heavy, awkward, just a pain. And here's the kicker. This isn't just some sci-fi fantasy. It's a reality that was surprisingly close to happening.
So, how did we manage to avoid this paper apocalypse? Well, it all comes down to one pivotal moment in computing history. A single bet that, if it had gone the other way, would have changed absolutely everything.
Here it is. This is the fork in the road. Back in the 1950s, IBM was at a crossroads. Should they invest in this new, unproven thing called digital storage, or just double down on the reliable, money-making punch card tech? In our timeline, they took the leap and chose digital. But just imagine for a second if they had played it safe.
So, let's do that. Let's step into that alternate timeline. What would it actually feel like to live in a world where data is a physical object you have to carry around?
Forget checking your email on the train. Your morning commute now involves hauling around a briefcase, but now with a sleek laptop inside, oh no, it's filled with the day's essential data, all carefully organized in stacks and stacks of perforated cards. Your actual work for the day, physically in your hands.
And this physical reality would transform every single part of society. A banking transaction? That would mean armored trucks physically moving cards, not just zapping digital transfers. A person's entire medical history wouldn't be on a server. It would literally fill entire rooms. And entertainment? Well, that's a whole different story.
To really get the sheer scale of this, think about a modern video game like Cyberpunk 2077. It's over 100 gigabytes. In punch card terms, that would be a stack of cards reaching miles into the sky. You wouldn't download a game, you'd need to rent a warehouse just to store it.
Now, this physical limitation wouldn't just be an inconvenience, it would fundamentally slam the brakes on human progress and innovation.
The internet, as we know it, it simply couldn't exist. You might have some kind of network, sure, but it would be a slow, physical web. If you wanted to access information from a data center on another continent, you wouldn't be waiting a few milliseconds for a page to load. You'd be waiting for a literal shipment of cards to arrive.
And the impact on technologies like artificial intelligence? It would be absolutely devastating. AI thrives on chowing down on massive data sets. In a punch card world, just feeding an AI the data it needs would be so slow and labor-intensive that its development would crawl to a virtual standstill.
See, we benefit from the incredible exponential curve of Moore's law, where computing power basically doubles every couple of years. But paper and physical storage, they only improve linearly. You can make cards a little thinner or stack them a little higher, but you are never going to achieve that same explosive, world-changing growth.
A completely different world means a completely different economy, with a whole new set of power players and, you guessed it, a whole new set of problems.
In this new economy, the most powerful companies wouldn't be in tech. They'd be in logistics, paper production, and secure physical storage. The environmental cost would be staggering. We're talking vast forest clear just for data. And crime? Well, crime would look very different too.
Just think about that for a second. The titans of industry wouldn't be your Apples or your Amazons. It'd be some global paper company, or maybe a firm that owns climate-controlled data warehouses the size of cities. Power would shift from those who can process information to those who physically possess it.
And you can forget about hackers and malware. A data breach in the punch card age is an actual physical heist. We're talking a team of criminals breaking into a vault to steal boxes of cards. It's something straight out of an old-school spy movie.
You know, exploring this alternate timeline really makes you stop and think about the world we actually live in. And it makes you appreciate the incredible, invisible infrastructure that we take for granted every single day. The magic of your smartphone isn't really the device itself. It's the seamless, instantaneous access it gives you to a global ocean of information. It is an invisible power that would seem like pure science fiction to someone from that punch card world.
This whole thought experiment is a perfect example of the butterfly effect. One single corporate bet by IBM way back in the 1950s sent massive ripples through time, shaping every single aspect of our modern digital lives.
So, it leaves us with a pretty powerful question, doesn't it? As we stand on the cusp of our own huge breakthroughs in AI and quantum computing, what are the pivotal bets we're making right now? And what kind of world will they end up creating?